Hi, so we're about to head camping. Gonna head out to Dash Point State Park. It's a beautiful day today in the Seattle area, Labor Day weekend for me, and it's gonna be about a 45-minute drive for us. Not too bad, depending on traffic anyway. So first thing I gotta do is get some apples off the top of the trailer because I have a nice apple tree on the side of our yard. Need to get rid of it, and then we'll pack up, get the trailer hooked up, and then we'll get out. All right, so we made it to Dash Point. It's a weird state park, so a few things to note about it. It's, like I said, half hour, 45 minutes out of Seattle. It's just in Federal Way. So you're not really getting out in the country. It's a state park just right on the Puget Sound here. And, it's pretty, but you're right through Federal Way, busy area, and then bam, you're, at the state park, which means there's, not far to go if you forget anything, which is nice, I guess. The other thing is that unlike most state parks in the Northwest, I didn't really realize this was a issue for a lot of the country, but I believe all the powered sites here have sewer, which is not the case for most of the sites we go to. Most of the time we don't have sewer. So for RV powered sites, you got sewer here, which is nice. The other thing is we are on the Puget Sound, so note when low tide is. Before we came, I looked it up. Tomorrow is our day to go down to the beach because tomorrow at like 10:30, 11 a.m., we're going to have the lowest tide. If you're not familiar, there's two low tides during the day, but one is much lower than the other. I'm not going to get into science here, but it has to do with the sun and the moon and the rotation of the earth. But other than that, we'll take a look around, we'll see the beach, and maybe we'll show you the awkward spot we're in. All right, let's take a quick look at the spot. We're at spot 44. Slightly an awkward spot. It's a nice big spot, don't get me wrong. But you can see going uphill here, the fireplace has a, slope to most of the area around it. So we've got the chairs kind of set up over at the top. Nice good sized tree right in the middle though, gives you nice shade, which is nice. And then pulling into the spot's a little bit awkward. So you can kind of see the entrance here with the tree right there. That makes it getting around this corner almost impossible, as you can see coming from the left side. So we actually backed into the spot straight across to pull into the trailer, or pull into the spot. And then where the trailer sits, it's, tilted to the left and tilted from back to front. So slightly awkward all the way around, but nice and quiet, nice and covered. Keeps it very private. So you get with the good with the bad. And, like I said earlier, water, power, and sewer. So. Do you like the family dog walks? I don't know what nodding means.
Yes!
Oh.
A dog.
If there's one person in the family that loves camping the most, it's definitely Granger. Great, come on. Did we mention we do a lot of walks?
Not yet.
Oh, okay, good. So we do a lot of walks when we go camping. Well, carpenter ants leave once I start recording.
Thank goodness. I won.
There's like 3 of them around Lexi before I got the camera out. So what is your favorite part of camping?
Campfire.
So, as typical for this time of year for Washington, campfires are banned. So we have a gas fire going, which is fine and all, but how does that rate compared to an actual fire?
About half as good.
Half as good. All right. So 5 out of 10. Campfires 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
All right. It's not bad, but definitely not where the nice smoky, can't breathe, hits you in the face no matter which side you're on campfire is. Hiking down to the beach, there's a little bit of an edge. So to get to the beach, you either got to drive and jump across the road, or the nice thing about the trail is you don't have to go across the road, you just hike underneath it. This is why we came now, the lowest tide we'll have of the day. Just to reiterate why coming to this beach is so cool, during high tide, the water comes back just about to where all those tiny little people are up in the distance here, down there, just about to the trees. This beach is a little special because of this shallow slope, so that's why it comes out so far. If you look over on this side, it might be hard to see in the distance, but out on that pier, the low tide only goes down about 15 feet or so. Where here you're looking at, I don't know, 300, maybe 400 yards. So quite a big difference. So we just got back from the hike down to the beach. It's a pretty easy hike, about 15 to 20 minutes each direction. Probably 15 minutes there, 20 minutes back. The hike down there, it's all downhill. There's stairs that are pretty well kept. So that's why I say probably 20 minutes back, because it's all uphill coming back. But nice and easy hike. My daughter did it in Crocs with sport mode activated, of course, but nothing that you need any significant footwear for. And the nice thing about the Crocs was now we're at the beach, and she probably did the best as far as going in the water. Other than that, it's a fairly well-traveled trail, so you'll get patches where it's nice. It runs along a creek for a good way, so it's a very beautiful hike, but it's short, and you'll come across quite a few people. But other than that, it's something to definitely do. And again, reiterating, watch for low tide and go during that, because you'll get a lot more space, and it's just a lot more fun to go down there. You can drive across to the other side of the road and go down to the parking lot, but the hike is worth it, I think. On Saturdays and Sundays through August, I believe, they will have some events, mostly like I think book readings and things like that, here at the amphitheater. May or may not be good for spot 49 though, as you're right next to it. So nothing happens too late though. I think the latest one's 4 p.m. So shouldn't be a big impact on your day if you are at 49. Yet another hiking trail, heading down Hoyt Road Trail. And I'll put a quick map up that shows all the different trails. There's quite a few of them. Okay, that's the first time I've ever seen an owl in the wild. Just sitting around the fire on the morning we're about to leave. Family's still sleeping, so I thought I'd give a few final thoughts on Dash Point. Its proximity to Seattle, probably 40-45 minutes away, makes it the closest kind of major campground to Seattle that I know of. At least that I can think of off the top of my head, so that's a big advantage here. The beach, and there's a lot of hikes to go do, so it's a lot of fun. I'd say overall the campground's kind of like our camp spot. It's just a little awkward. It's right in Federal Way, so you're still pretty much right in the city. Federal Way is a nice town though, or a nice city, and I'd give it probably 1 to 2 nights is the max I would go. Much longer than that, unless you're trying to hit all the hiking trails. You wouldn't need much more time than that. The beach is fun, but as most people know, Seattle weather, a lot of times you're not going swimming or anything in the water around here, depending on the time of year, I guess. But also when you're camping, any time in the West, really. Just make sure that you're checking on the fire status, because right now, like I said, campfires are banned through into September, so that's why we have the gas fireplace. So it's something that's very nice to have if you like the campfire and want to be sitting outside. So on that note, I will sign off. I just want to say thanks for watching, and I hope we'll catch you on the next one.